Trojan Felly, what's up, man? USCJ here. It's the top of the morning. I hope everybody is getting ready to get up, get out, and make some things happen this morning. Listen, yesterday we had a eye-popping, eye-opening interview with JuJu Lewis. He interviewed with one of the representatives from On3, and he really made everything crystal clear as to what his intentions are, what his plans are, and where he stands at USC, and how he is a official lock with the USC football Trojans. Now, this is important because every week it appears and it seems that whether it's guys from On3, 24/7 Sports, multiple networks constantly come up with JuJu Lewis is on flip watch to Indiana. He's on flip watch to Colorado. He's on flip watch to Auburn. We hear this week to week to week, and it kind of gets kind of ridiculous. And JuJu Lewis kind of came out yesterday and kind of made it crystal clear. Look, my intention is I'm locked in with USC. But one of the things that he did say, you guys know, I want to take you guys back to one of the things that I told you guys about the recruiting process. I said, if you never experienced that, you guys have to take your trips. You enjoy different places. You enjoy different cultures. Well, not necessarily cultures. Well, it is kind of cultures. When you're coming from the South, it's a culture shock. It could be when you're coming from the West Coast, it could be a culture shock when you go to the South. But yeah, you enjoy those different things, different eating, different places, different environment. You enjoy those things. That's part of the things. And when I was coming up, you took 5 trips, right? Now you get multiple trips, and JuJu said, I'm doing it from the experience. But this is what he said. I want to read you some of the things that he said. He said, I'm locked in with USC. He said, that's my spot. He said, that's where I'm at. I'm just running through the experience. Listen it. Notice the language here. He says, I'm just going through the experience. Listen, USCJ brought you this information, tried to tell you this is what it was all about. And now you guys got to hear it from JuJu. JuJu said, I'm just doing it for the experience. Excuse the background noise. I'm in a different location today, but experience, because you only get to do this one time. And everybody's like, just enjoy your trips. Enjoy your process. This is what I've been trying to tell you guys all along. It's all about enjoying the process, all about enjoying your trips. He says, I'm going to go around and see how everything feels. That's it. That's simply it. And so this interview, it covered a lot of information, and there's a couple of other things we want to talk about as it relates to this trip. As it relates to the interview, because he really kind of revealed a couple things. He talked about Colorado, but he said, I really don't. This is not verbatim from this aspect part of it, but he did say, it's good. He said, but Colorado, he said, when are they going to the Pac-12? He really didn't know, or the Big 12. He said, yeah, I don't really see myself playing in a place like that. He says, I only can see myself playing in the Big 10 or the SEC that can really advance my career. But then he went on to talk about Lincoln Riley, how Lincoln Riley's going to advance his career, how he's locked in with Lincoln Riley, and how he understands that Lincoln Riley and him, his dad has a relationship, how they're extremely close, and him and his dad communicate almost like on a daily basis. And you guys know, I told you this, that I've messaged JuJu's mom, and she told me that they're coming out in July to look for a school for his sister, which is her daughter, JuJu's sister. They need to find a school, so they're gonna start looking for places. So apparently the family may be relocated. That's information that I got directly communicating back and forth. So listen, man, we gotta understand that. Don't listen to the outside noise, man. JuJu is locked in with USC. And not only that, he said in the interview, he made this statement. He says, I have a lot of numbers, a lot of phone numbers in my phone. He says, I'm not going to really say the names. He says, but I've got a couple of kids pretty much locked in right now. Now, that statement alone, that statement carries a lot of weight, because you guys know, we talked about this recruiting class. USC is about to get the best of the best, just on the fact that JuJu Lewis is the guy that's going to keep this class together. And one of the things that we really got to understand is that JuJu Lewis is the glue that makes this whole recruiting class stick. And those comments that I just read you about having a lot of numbers in his phone book, basically, JuJu Lewis making reference to that, and he says he got a lot of guys locked in. Listen, one of the guys I believe that's also going to do a JuJu, which is reclassified in the 2025 class, the #1 player in the 2026 class, this guy right here, Jakeem Stewart. Now, those comments that I just read to you, JuJu saying that he's locked in. Well, he has a lot of guys locked in, and that his phone book is very, very long list of guys' names. Listen, you know, that was put out on Twitter yesterday, and guess who retweeted that particular information? This guy right here, the #1 player in the country, Jakeem Stewart. Very, very close. Very, very great relationship with JuJu, and he retweeted that. And you know what he put on top of that tweet? He said family. So you look, connect the dots, man, ladies and gentlemen. USC is going to get Jakeem Stewart. Now, does USC have to go out there and beat LSU? I believe we do. I believe we have to have a successful season. But these guys are recruiting each other, and I think they have a class. Listen, USC will have the #1 class in the country. We just have to maintain and stay focused and really try to come out with a successful season. I'm saying, I'm saying 9-3 or 10-2 this year. That's what I'm looking at, and I believe that's good enough to keep this class together. Given the fact that this is still part of a rebuilding year, and to go out there the first year in the Big Ten and have a brutal schedule like the way USC has, and to be able to come out on top. Arguably, USC has one of the toughest schedules in the country this year. Everybody knows that. There's no secret as to where USC is as far as the schedule. But if we go out there and have a 9-3, 10-2 season, I believe, in my opinion, that's a successful season. And by the way, as I stated before, the Big Ten will have 4 teams get in there, and depending on how our season goes, we can still get in there with the 10-2 season, get into the playoffs. 4 teams from the Big Ten, 4 teams from the SEC will be in there, and I think that will get us in. So, look, man, JuJu Lewis, he is our guy. He is the one that's going to lock us in to a championship level type of team, to the #1 class in the country. And listen, man, let's put all that behind us. Let's not worry about everything that's taking place as far as the chatter as it relates to JuJu. USC is locked in. JuJu's locked in. Jakeem Stewart's locked in. It's go time. It's on and popping. It's on and cracking, man. Drop those comments in the comment section. You guys hit me later. You guys already know where you can find me. It's USCJ32 on Instagram, USCJ32 on Twitter. Listen, I'm out of here. Everybody stay blessed. Don't forget, make sure you get up, get out, and make some things happen. Until later on, fight on, fight on, fight on.